Welcome back. I've had to hold off mowing my lawn a couple of occasions because I was alerted by the fine crew at Fox 17 that it was a Clean Air Action Day. So we were told not to do certain things and on those days, but let's dive a little bit more into the subject this morning. Joining us on the phone is Amy Hawk, Program Manager with West Michigan Clean Air Coalition. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. How are you?
We're fantastic. Thanks so much. So what is a Clean Air Action Day?
Well, sure. A Clean Air Action Day is one of those days in the summer when the weather conditions make it right for us to have high levels of either particulate matter or ground level ozone pollution.
And this was actually called something different, so why did we do a little bit of a name change with this? It was called Ozone Action?
Sure. So a few years back, we had added a new pollutant, which started to get a little higher in our area, called particulate matter. And particulate matter levels tend to be higher more in the winter than in the summer. So what we wanted to do is be inclusive with the program and in the name. So we changed from Ozone Action to Clean Air Action several years ago now.
So is the ozone actually kind of complicated and there's actually more than one ozone?
Sure. So there's the ozone that's very up high in the atmosphere, and that is actually good ozone, and that's ozone that we want to keep. It protects the Earth from the sun's ultraviolet rays. But then there's what we call ground level ozone, where we're concerned about with our breathing, and in this program. And ground level ozone is the main component in smog, and it's caused by vehicles and industry and that sort of thing.
So by having us hold off doing certain things like mowing our lawn, filling up our gas tank, then how are we helping on those days?
Well, sure. And this program is very voluntary. And what we do is we do our best. We work with great stations like you guys to get the word out to people that certain days, we're calling Clean Air Action Days, have the higher level of either ozone, ground level ozone in the summer, or particulate matter in the winter. And we ask people who have knowledge that these are these days to take voluntary actions on those days, and whatever voluntary actions seem to fit for them that day, like driving your car less or not driving your car at all, not mowing your lawn, maybe refraining from refueling your car on a Clean Air Action Day, or at least waiting until after 6 p.m. when the sun is a little lower in the sky and you're less likely to make that extra pollution in the air. And how these things help the program and help the atmosphere and help people breathe easier is that you're emitting then less pollution into the air when you do these certain voluntary activities, or don't do these certain voluntary activities, I should say.
And I've always noticed when it's like 95 degrees around here is basically when I kind of automatically wake up and think, okay, I'm pretty certain it's going to be one of those Clean Air Action Days. So is that kind of a sign when it's so warm out like that?
It is one of the signs. In our area in West Michigan, we have this beautiful body of water called Lake Michigan. And so what happens with us is we tend to get a lot of our bad air quality from larger cities across the lake, such as Chicago, Gary, Milwaukee. And when the weather conditions are right, that means a southwest wind, so a wind coming from that direction, very high temperatures, and a lot of sunlight. Those conditions can meld together to form higher levels of ground level pollution in our area.
All right, well, if people want to learn more, maybe they're planning out their week. Sometimes people wake up that morning and they already have a plan, and then they watch the news and they think, oh man, I can't mow my lawn today. I had this already figured out. That's what I was going to do. Can you plan this ahead of time? Just by how far out can you plan these things?
Well, what the meteorologists do is they look at the forecast the afternoon or the morning before. The morning before, they're going to call a clean air, or they may possibly call a Clean Air Action Day, and they try to get the word out to us. And then we get the word out to everyone else in partnership with them to let everybody know that it is a Clean Air Action Day and to be forewarned. Sometimes the meteorologists can call multiple days in a row, and they have done that, but they tend to do them the afternoon before. And I would say, as an individual who's got things planned, just check the forecast, know maybe what the weather conditions are going to be like, and do what you can on those days. You can't cancel everything or every activity or every trip that you had planned, but you can definitely be aware and be educated of what's going on, and so follow your own instincts with that.
On that note, thank you so much for your time this morning, Amy.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and go to WMCAC.org for more details. Thanks so much for joining us today.